What's up, Guardians? Sly here, back at it with a midweek update, also known as This Week at Bungie. So first off, I'd like to welcome the PC players to the Destiny community. It has been a long time coming. I've been leveling my own character on PC, and Destiny 2 has never felt or looked as good as it does on PC. With that said, I can't wait to see how the raid looks and feels when it opens up next week. Now, oddly enough, can you guys guess my favorite weapon on PC right now? Pulse rifles, man. Pulse rifles feel so good on PC. The Lincoln Green archetype is currently like my go-to kinetic weapon. I'm sure it'll change as I start filling my inventory, but I just thought it was funny how on consoles, you know, they're so-so, but on PC, one of my favorites. Anyways, let's get to some of the news within this week's weekly update. For those of you who missed the TwitchCon livestream, there's a breakdown of it here on Sly Nation. We were given a sort of crash course on the whole seasons thing within Destiny 2, and there were some awesome images shown off of new ghost shells, emotes, ships, sparrows, and of course weapons and armor. Changes to Iron Banner, to trials, factions. I mean, it's definitely worth a watch. There was a lot to see there. As just a quick overview of it, think of seasons as kind of like an April update, a meta refresh with new weapons, armor, a large sandbox update, and all sorts of quality of life improvements. This week at Bungie further added to the list of upcoming changes by way of ideas or goals for the future. So to start, here's a list of things currently in development at Bungie. Some of these are pretty exciting. So first up, new systems and rewards to give our most engaged players additional optional pursuits and better incentives for players who complete challenging prestige activities, as well as better rewards and replay value for strikes, adventures, and lost sectors. Now, to me, this can all be summed up as endgame improvements. I thought D2 was great up until the endgame, and that's where Destiny usually comes in strong. So it's great to see them put this first on the list. Next, something PvP players have been asking for since leaving Destiny 1, private matches. That's right, guys, private matches will be making a comeback sometime soon. Bungie has said their end goal is to have it up and running by early 2018. With Crucible in mind, they're looking towards better Crucible tuning, like adjusting supremacy scoring and better spawning rules. Crucible is something we'll get into in a little more detail here in a second. But on top of tuning, rewards are being looked at, better incentives for completing Crucible matches, and another huge request, penalties for quitting competitive matches early. On top of the other side of Crucible, continued improvements to Iron Banner and faction rallies, including uniqueness of rewards and changes to the mod economy to make them more interesting and impactful. Moving on here, we have ongoing improvements to exotics, including adjustments to reduce instances of duplicates after duplicates after duplicates, and new ways to spend surplus currency and materials, legendary shards. And finally, something I've personally been wanting to see since the Division came out, an emote wheel. Bungie is looking at a new emote interface that allows players to equip 4 emotes at the same time, which is awesome. Game director Christopher Barrett runs the team that will sustain Destiny 2 for the long haul, and he's in charge of all the aforementioned changes, along with what has been hinted at during the Season 2 livestream reveal at TwitchCon. So if all of these things get touched on for D2's first big update, it's going to be one massive download with tons of changes, and so far, changes for the better. Alright, next up, get ready for another patch download, guys. Next week, patch 1.0.6 will be deployed. Now, these are not the full notes. Those will not be available until deployment, but here's the gist of what's going on. Again, pretty much all good things. So, collision detection with bureaucratic walk will be fixed on reset. That following Friday, trials will be live. Also, Bungie has fixed a problem causing players to encounter empty public spaces too often. So if you felt like you're always alone during pub events, this should help. On towards Crucible changes that I mentioned earlier, these will go live next week. First, updated Mercy rule settings to allow Mercy to activate slightly later in the match, allowing a wider range of scores to trigger it. So in Clash, reduced score limit to 50, it was 75. In Control, reduced score limit to 90, it was 100. Also, reduced the influence that enemy-controlled zones exert over the spawning system. So basically, spawning rules and placement were dictated by enemy control of the map. That has now lessened up a bit. In Survival, reduced round time limit to 2 minutes, down from 3 minutes, and also reduced life count to 6, down from 8. And finally, in Supremacy, increased score to win to 70, up from 50, and also it will now grant 1 point per enemy defeated. And they also adjusted the influence that enemy crests have on the spawning system. Again, this is just a quick breakdown. The full list will be up on Tuesday. Now, for those on PC, there are some PC bugs that you might have encountered, so definitely check out the weekly update for a list of fixes and bugs if you're having issues. The biggest ones right now are AMD Vega users who are crashing on Mission 6. This is a problem, and Bungie is working on it with AMD to solve. No fix has been found so far, so if you have an old GPU, my personal advice is to swap out that card for the mission, get through Mission 6, and then reinstall Vega. Now, it is a pain, but the rest of the game appears to be unaffected. You shouldn't have to do that, but again, if you're looking to get through it, GPUs are fairly easy to get in and out. Also, if you're running a CPU that is below the listed minimum supported specs, such as the AMD Phenom 2 series, you might see an SSS 3 required crash. Though Bungie is looking for a solution, this CPU is below the minimum required specs for Destiny 2 and is officially not supported. And finally, clan rosters and beta emblems. Basically, Bungie's looking into that. So if you've encountered other error codes, check out bungie.net and browse the help forums. There's usually always someone in there willing to help out. But that's about it, Guardians. Besides the movie of the week, that about does it. Again, if you haven't seen some of the cool stuff coming to D2 in Season 2, then definitely check out the breakdown video. There's a lot to be seen, and when added to some of these changes, we are definitely heading in the right direction. Alright, y'all, that's it for me, and as always, thank you for watching and for supporting my channel. As always, my name is Sly. You can catch me here on Sly Nation or over on Planet Destiny. Once again, I'd like to welcome the PC community into the fray, and if you're new to browsing around for Destiny videos here on YouTube, save yourself some time, stop by here or PD first. Whether it's reviews, guides, live streams, raid, anything in between, we got you covered. Take care, Guardians, and if I don't make another video before Halloween sets in, have a great time, and as always, be safe and have fun. Until next time, y'all, keep those eyes open for tons more videos coming out of Sly Nation in the very near future. But until then, this is your dude Sly, and I'll catch you all next time.